city, a handful of clusters have also been identified in Orange and Rockland counties. Meanwhile, the positivity rate of COVID-19 cases in the city directly impacts the public schools. If the city's rates above 3% for 7 days, schools will close next week.
Yeah.
First day back to school for kindergarten and elementary students. Eyewitness News reporter Candace McCown has that part of our story from Manhattan's East Village.
It's the day. I have to work and I don't have anybody to watch it. So I can't go to school. I can't go to work.
The bell rang this morning for 300,000 New York City elementary students whose parents opted in for in-person learning. At PS 188, Mayor de Blasio greeting students, many of whom started the day with a visit from the school's chancellor as well. The mayor announcing today a plan to randomly test students for COVID-19 starting next month.
A different day each month for each school. They'll be taking a sampling of the school community, students, educators, staff, everyone. So we want to make sure that the students are signed up for the testing.
The mayor asking parents to sign permission forms and promising results within 48 hours, while the teachers union vowed to keep an eye on things.
The ventilation checks continue constantly. We are sending people constantly for any sort of issue or complaint from the school.
It's all new for parents also, some adapting to a blended learning schedule.
The first week is 3, the second week is 2. I'm glad that she's back in school. I'm glad that she's not doing remote learning. I'm excited for her to meet her friends.
There are plenty of changes in the classroom this year. Students will be eating lunch in their classrooms, not sharing supplies, and much of their learning will be done on tablets. One parent saying that she's concerned about what that will mean for her first graders' penmanship come the end of the school year. As for the union, they say they're still working on making sure that teachers are in place as middle and high school students are expected to enter the classroom on Thursday. Here in the East Village, I'm Candace McCown, Channel 7. Eyewitness News.
One more state now on the tri-state quarantine travel advisory list. Health officials added Colorado to the list and removed Arizona and Virginia. A total of 32 states and 2 territories are now on the list. The mandatory 14-day quarantine applies to everyone entering the tri-state region from one of these states, including those returning home. First and foremost, investigation underway into an accident in Manhattan involving a rental store that injured an 82-year-old. Police say the victim was in the crosswalk on 16th Street and Broadway in Columbus Circle this morning when she was hit. She suffered serious head trauma and condition at Mount Sinai Riverside. The 23-year-old driver of the scooter remained at the scene. Rushed by police. No charges have been filed. Overloaded extension cord sparked a fire in Manhattan that led to a daring rescue. The fire broke out on the 5th floor of an apartment building on West 158th Street in Washington Heights just after 4:30 this morning. The flames so intense, residents became trapped on the top floor. Firefighters spotted a 5-year-old girl's hands holding onto the window gates in one apartment. Firefighters set up a rope on the roof so they could rappel down to her.
When we went down to the window, we had to punch through the window because we didn't have any tools on us. We were going down on the rope, and we were able to pull the girl out of the window. Firefighter Sosa and other members on the roof lowered me all the way down to the floor.
Had minor injuries. Firefighters also rescued her grandmother. 14 people in all were threatening awareness over the Breonna Taylor case. A rally held earlier in Lower Manhattan where protesters are calling for a boycott on spending that they are calling a day without black women. Organizers say the strike shows the critical role black women play in the U.S. economy. It follows a grand jury failing to indict any officers in the shooting death of Taylor. Demonstrators are also calling for nationwide standards for police departments and pushing for Breonna's law in all 50 states, effectively ending no-knock warrants. Turning to politics and vote 2020, the highly anticipated first debate between President Trump and former Vice President, racial unrest and the pandemic. The first question will go to President Trump. The candidates won't make opening statements, and because of the pandemic, they won't be shaking hands. This will be the first of 3 presidential debates. Stay with ABC News. Our coverage starts with 2020 event special at 8 p.m. before the debate at 9. See a special episode of the Countdown Election Edition right now on your favorite streaming platforms. Just download the ABC 7NY app to watch. And that's it for us. We'll have much more on these stories coming up on Eyewitness News starting at 5 p.m. on ABC TV and always on abc7ny.com.
We invented a new way to win with sugarcane, merino wool, and eucalyptus tree. Natural materials that give our shoes the strength and the speed to compete. Because when nature wins, we all win. Introducing the Dasher by Allbirds. Run hard, tread light.
Hi, everyone. I'm meteorologist Lee Goldberg, gearing up for a drenching rainfall. Haven't had that in a while, so our ground will certainly take it, but it is coming overnight, and it'll be coming at rainfall rates will be pretty heavy. It will cause some ponding overnight and into the morning hours tomorrow, so the morning commute will probably slow you down. So a round of heavy rain, there could be 1 to 2 inches of rain. Also, a gusty thunderstorm not out of the question either, although that's more likely Connecticut and Long Island. We may have some gusts that go over 50 miles an hour, and that's why we have wind advisory over parts of Long Island. The heaviest rain, at least focused over New York City, would be about 11 tonight to about 5 in the morning. Take that another couple hours out on the east end, and as I mentioned, 1 to 2 inches of rain will cause flooding. The other thing is, allow extra time tomorrow morning, because now we have that other factor of leaves are falling down. Wet leaves mean slick roads, so it could get a little dicey out there, so just be aware of that. Wind advisory, Suffolk County for the west end at 6 a.m. east, 50 miles an hour. 71 now, just some showers around. And if you notice, there's one batch of showers here is actually a heavier line from the lower Hudson Valley into northern New Jersey, but it's seeming to back up a little bit to the west. And then the main line that'll come through late at night is with this front and this low that's riding along it, enhancing the rainfall. So after some initial rains to start the evening commute that are a little heavy to the north and west, the rest of the evening is actually a lull in the rain intensity and the rain coverage. And then the radar starts to light up again, say around 10, 11 o'clock, and that'll go through the overnight. Look at that heavy rain right through the Hudson Valley into New York City, Jersey Shore, 4 a.m. I think the heaviest rain is probably east of the city by